Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to the video tutorial on the Commander's Resource Integration System, or CRIS, on the web. It's found at https://cris.af.mil. CRIS is a multifunctional viewing platform that searches out across several different backgrounds and tables through FM systems and brings all of those query abilities into one location. So, by logging in, you'll go ahead and just click Accept. It will run the login through the background. At this point, you may get a box to expand your memory. Go ahead and approve that. It is necessary for the process to run. When you come in, you'll have your dashboard. You'll have the option to create a new report. I'll go to My Reports. My Reports is where tiles will be saved that you've already created or that you've imported from other people or existing files in your location. But we're just going to go ahead and we're going to click on, first, we're going to go right up here to User Preferences. User Preferences is something that I want to make sure that you see. You want to see on your dashboard, New Reports or My Reports. You can also show the news. News will show you any pertinent information that's going on with teams, as well as the last time that data was refreshed. I don't like to show my subtotals on cubes. I think that when you show cubes, they expand out way too far, so I recommend unchecking that. And I also recommend that you can either check this box of turn off all unnecessary animation or how long notifications can be done. Go ahead and do that. You can change your theme if you'd like, if you want to make it different and pretty. But for the most part, you can also set up your printing for portrait or landscape and how to look that way across. So scale columns to fit horizontally across one page is convenient. I like to keep mine under one page as much as possible. So go ahead and make those few adjustments or change them as you need to, and then click Close. Here's the news, is what I was talking about before. Notice that here it'll tell me that AFM data is as of Friday, May 6th. Today is May 17th. So notice that AFM is 11 days behind, and that's an interesting idea. So any of your notifications will come here, as well as latest publications. So we'll see that the end of your DSR or PSR, the refresh perspective, if any of you are familiar with that, was updated 1 hour ago. Pay voucher, 2 hours ago. DIFM detail listing, the D23, or SMAS detail is the LG, 2 hours ago, etc. So it's good knowledge to know. Here, you can help. You can go there and all your user guides and everything else is found. Here is another quick link to My Reports or to a new report. So when we go into New Report, to create a port in CRIS, you can have several different options to begin with. You can do just regular charts. Cubes are much more like a pivot table in Excel that have to expand all the way out. Data sheets are just like an Excel data sheet. It's all listed in columns and headers and can scroll across. There's the ODL for you to start with. Here's an STH for you to start with. Here's two options that are very convenient. If you have some older queries from when CRIS, about 24 to 36 months ago, before the CRIS web base came online, the computer stored QDF files from InfoAnalyst, or if somebody shared a new .report file with you, you can import that directly and make the changes that are necessary, so you don't have to recreate the wheel. But by clicking on Data Sheet, you'll be able to see all the different perspectives that exist inside of CRIS. And so notice there's several different options. Here's AFM. Here's the Air National Guard Pay and Voucher. Here's Civ Pay and Leave Report. If you scroll down, you'll see more. You have your DBT for your EOM. Here's DJMS AC. There's also a DJMS RC. Here's your refresh perspective. We know that that comes in useful at end of year. It's updated every hour to 2 hours, depending on the day. There's a fuels perspective that pulls right out of Purple Hub in EBS. Here's a SMAS listings for your R72, your reconciliation. There's your G23. There's some due-out validations. Here's your pay and personnel. That's your R60 report right out of your 1092 for your civilian pay. Here's some STH. That's your month to date. It's an individual transaction level data. PSR. That's going to be where your status of funds is normally ran at. You can run an address directory for all of your different options. And we can continue to go all the way down as needed. So we're just going to choose a PSR and we're going to click Go. We're just going to type in a header. And then we're going to start to build our headers. Now understand, up here it says drop layout elements here. Those are going to be your headers. That's going to be the data that's returned. Down in the blue area is going to be your filters. That's going to be the type of data that it searches for based off of it. Two things to pay attention to first is right here. If you have a drop-down option, you're probably going to see Air National Guard or Air Force or whatever organization you belong to, and your individual assigned organization. Or you're going to see View All Air Force. View All Air Force is very useful because you can go out and see other data, especially MIPERD money, cross-org lines of accounting, anything else that you want to do research on. But if it's View All Air Force, make sure that you're limiting it down here with your OAC and OBAN. If not, just make sure you leave it here. And now we're going to go through, and all you do is you just drag. I want to grab my ECOL 5, I want to drag it up there. My ESP, drag it up there. My OBAN, drag it up there. My PEC, drag it up there. And then I want to say, okay, what else? Well, let's look for money. Okay, well here's annual direct. Here's annual reimbursement. Remember, CRIS has TOA, but Deems does not. So there's my TOA. You can do quarterly, you can do direct, you can do anything that you are looking for that's in here. So go ahead and figure out what works best for you. When you search down below, if you're a dual processing unit, I recommend keeping hot is hot and cold is cold. So if you're a limestone DFAS unit for legacy, I'm going to type in my ADSN as 667100. I don't want to see any Deems, 387700. So go ahead and type that in there. And then I'm going to look for just fund code 58 real quick. So I just type in fund code, find it, type in 58. So now I'm just looking for my ADSN, fund code 58 O&M for the 115th Fighter Wing. And then click Save. When you click Save, it's going to store it in My Reports. So underneath My Reports, you can just find it here. Go ahead and click on it, and it will run in the background. It will give you the identification that it's going, and now it produces just what we asked it for. All we asked it for was EEC, ESP, OBAN, and PEC to produce our annual status of funds for the entire document. So now you can scroll down and see all of that, but more importantly, you can right-click, go to Export, and Data. This will export it as an Excel file, or Report. This is how you share that query. You can also view it as a data cube. This is what I was talking about earlier. Now notice that everything needs to be expands. Clicking on it one time brings it out. Holding Shift and clicking on it will expand it all the way out. Holding Control and click will expand everything one level further. This has been an introduction to CRIS and running a status of funds. We do have the imported status of funds for the product that we'll show you how to create later in this training series available for you to import, update to your OAC and OBAN, and process. I hope you enjoyed the training. Thank you.